I like doing that voice.
I just wanted to say hi, guys. I'm sorry. Hi, everybody. Hi, Christopher Stonebringer.
What's going on?
How are you?
Who's hi? Not me.
I am not.
Oh, we should be.
Kind of wish I was.
Let's start. Let's start getting
Mine
high.
are over there.
Oh.
My candies are all the way over there. Fuck.
Uh-oh.
We need to change our background.
There it goes.
So, how is everybody today?
Hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Dom's mom.
Hi. What's going on?
How are you guys doing? So tonight, hey, Calvin.
Like and share.
Guys,
if you
please
can.
like and share. I mean, you guys all like us and share us.
Oh, I got Invincible on right now, sorry.
Yeah, let's get a new background tomorrow. It blurred out again.
Eh.
Natalie, oh boy, I've been looking forward to this topic. This is a very interesting subject for me because I've always had an interest in learning about H.H. Holmes. Hello, hello, and hello. Since I didn't actually bring messages up.
Hi, Natalie. Hey, everybody. Hey, what's going on? I'm trying to share.
All right.
Voice.
Yeah, it's not really going to let you share out right now. So, guys, please share out.
Yeah, I didn't get a notification from P13. Who's on P13?
Oh, thank you. I got a notification from P13.
Oh, maybe it's just my phone.
Thank you. It'll probably start going back towards green because that's my favorite color. And then look at guys. Tentacles in my ears.
Tentacles. Yay.
All right. So,
All right.
we are talking about Herman Webster Mudgett, better known as Henry Howard Holmes. Yeah, Natalie says she's on P13.
Yeah.
Better known as Henry Howard Holmes.
I'm sorry, I'm sharing out.
I'm trying to get your attention.
I'm just trying to share out to the groups.
Okay. Don't get banned again.
I won't.
So H.H. Holmes, as he was known, was an American serial killer, and despite his confession of 27 murders after the Pietzel trial awaiting execution, Holmes was convicted and sentenced to death for only one murder. His accomplice was Benjamin Pietzel.
Pietzel. Don't worry, Pietzel. It's just spooping.
So, as you all know, this is going to be a blurry picture, but it's always a blurry picture. This is H.H. Holmes. And here's Benjamin Pietzel. Pietzel. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Pietzel.
But this is his accomplice. Alright, back over here. And so, here we go. It's speculated that he may have actually killed as many as 200 people. The victims were killed in various manners. But it was all using the building that he owned in Chicago. That is known as the Murder Castle. And let's see if I can find that picture. Here you go, guys. Look at that. If you squint, it looks right, okay? Just saying. If you squint. Because these are really pixelated pictures.
Yeah.
He was actually a handsome man for his time. And it's... I think there's a speculation that's part of how he was able to get away with some of what he did, actually. So, it was located about 3 miles west of the 1893 World's Fair Columbian Exposition, and it was supposedly called the World's Fair Hotel, but informally called the Murder Castle. Though evidence suggests the hotel portion was never truly open for business. I know, Natalie. I do too. I wish we could tour it. Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Now you look
Sorry, I'm still sharing. It's like not letting me share to groups on P13 from
Because you
my
keep
phone.
getting banned.
No, it's not that. It's doing it from right here for the other ones.
Oh. Well,
It's just something weird with Facebook right now.
all right, guys. So, besides being a serial killer, H.H. Holmes was also a con artist. And a trigamist. Which apparently means that he was into polygamy.
A trigamist?
Yeah.
What
Trigamist. Polygamy.
Oh.
Hi, Sykes. Hi, Kelly. What's up?
What's going on, guys?
Share, guys. Share.
Alright. Okay, I shared it now.
So, yeah. A trigamist is basically, and I just double checked it right now, somebody that has 3 spouses.
Oh!
Try. We need a new background. This is pissing me off.
Oh.
What kind of potion is Frank drinking today? This is Kern River Brewing Company, Class 5 Stout. Super awesome. Very tasty.
That's what I'm drinking.
Hi.
Ha ha ha!
Hi. Okay, wait. Hold on. Oh, come back. There we go. Look at that. Look
The
at
misfires.
that.
Sykes
In a
has the
terrible
misfires.
service area. I'm sorry.
Sykes has the misfires as a jacket. I'm
So-
kidding. I love the Misfits.
Oh, I forgot you're in. Oh, yeah, and you're getting married soon.
Oh, you can actually go to WrestleMania too, because Florida's like,
Super open.
we got this
Just watch
stuff
out for that
handled.
Florida man.
Yeah, where's
Dom.
Dom? Where's that chicken? Where's that chicken from Popeyes or something like that?
What? My question is why? One spouse is enough. I mean, why would anybody want to deal with like 3 of me? That just doesn't sound fun.
Sorry, just moving the mag. Doing stuff.
So,
Sir.
early life. Holmes was born as Herman Webster Mudgett in
Starred in several adult film movies.
Gilmanton, New Hampshire, United States, on May 16th, 1861, to Levi Horton Mudgett
Horton.
and Theodate Page Price, both of whom were descended from English migrants, whatever, in the area. Mudgett was his parents' third-born child. He had an older sister, Ellen, and an older brother, Arthur, and a younger brother, Henry, as well as a younger sister named Mary.
Sykes, when they give you the Cuban coffee in the little cup, that's what you need is just the little cup. Cuban coffee is amazing.
Woo! Never drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo! Don't drink a bunch of that.
Mm-hmm.
Heart attack.
Look, I drink very strong coffee and I drink a lot of coffee. But Cuban coffee is the shit, and it is like cocaine in a freaking glass.
Well, it is Cuban.
It probably... No, that's Colombian. That's,
Where do you think it went through?
I don't know. Sykes, I did. Oh my god, yeah. It's good, though. I freaking love Cuban coffee. We have a Cuban place here in town. It's really good.
At the age of 16, Holmes graduated from Phillips Exeter Academy and took teaching jobs in Gilmanton and later nearby Alton. On July 4th, 1878, he married Clara Lovering. Excuse me. Clara Lovering
Lovering.
in Alton, and their son Robert Lovering Mudgett was born February 3rd, 1880. In Loudon, New Hampshire, in Loudon, New Hampshire. I thought there was a period there. As an adult, Robert became a certified public accountant and served as city manager of Orlando, Florida.
Natalie.
I heard they flew over from Canada in the winter of long ago. So later, Holmes enrolled in the University of Vermont in Burlington at the age of 18, but was dissatisfied with the school and left after 1 year. In 1882, he entered University of Michigan's Department of Medicine and Surgery and graduated in June of 84 after passing his exams. While enrolled, he worked in the anatomy lab under Professor Herdman, then the chief anatomy instructor.
Did you hear that, man?
Holmes had apprenticed in New Hampshire under Nahum White a noted advocate for human dissection.
Oh yeah. Going back to what
Years later-
Odd Mother was talking about on Wednesday. Here we go.
Years later, when Holmes was suspected of murder and claimed to be nothing but an insurance fraudster, he admitted to using cadavers to defraud life insurance companies several times in college. Housemates described Holmes as treating Clara violently. Sorry.
Do you know if he was a doctor and her name was Violently, he did treat her violently.
Her name was not violently.
I don't know why that just clicked on my head.
It was Loverly.
Loverly. Oh, too bad he didn't treat her Loverly. That makes sense.
So, and in 1884, before his graduation, she moved back to New Hampshire and later wrote that she knew little of him afterwards. After he moved to Moores Fork, New York, a rumor spread that Holmes had been seen with a little boy who later disappeared. Holmes claimed the boy went back to his home in Massachusetts. No investigation took place, and Holmes quickly left town.
He went back to Holmes.
He later traveled to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and got a job as a keeper at the Norristown State Hospital, but quit after a few days. He later took a position at a drugstore in Philadelphia, but while he was working there, a boy died after taking medicine that was purchased at the store. Holmes denied any involvement in the child's death, but immediately left the city afterwards.
Natalie.
Yeah, those damn cadavers, always up to shenanigans.
They are. Man, that McDougal. Always, man, getting other people's businesses and shit. Fucking McDougal.
So, right before... God, okay, camera.
Is it trying to focus on me?
I don't know what it's doing.
Every time I move, it does it.
No, it's the back. It's trying to focus on the pattern that's on the black.
It's me.
Getting angry at this thing.
Tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle. Nama, nama. Nama, nama.
What the fuck? Okay, any hoosers.
Hey, any hoosers.
He changed his name shortly after the death of that final child to Henry Howard Holmes, and this is right before moving to Chicago, to avoid the possibility of being exposed by victims of his previous scams. In his confession after his arrest, Holmes claimed he had killed his former medical school classmate, Robert Leacock, in 1886 for insurance money. Leacock, however, died in Watford, Ontario, in Canada on October 5th of 1889.
Canada.
In late 1886, while still married to Clara, Holmes married Myrta Belknap.
Wow.
Myrta?
Myrta. You know, I bet she's a striking...
Hey, John L.
Hello.
What's up?
Have we ever heard the band Grima? Grima? Is it Grima?
Yeah.
It sounds familiar. I'm pretty sure I
Yes,
have
we
heard
have.
it. Okay, we've had.
Well, yes, we have.
Yes.
So, in late 1886, while still married to Clara, he married Myrta Belknap in October... Oh, excuse me, born October 1862 in Pennsylvania. So, in Minneapolis, Minnesota is where they got married. He filed for divorce from Clara a few weeks after marrying Myrta, alleging infidelity on her part.
Yeah. I don't think it works that way, bro.
You just... And thank you! I just saw the part where you said love my hair. Thank you. It's called Sea Witch.
Ainsley? I'm gonna have to look him up. I know I've heard him.
So, the claims could not be proven, and the suit went nowhere. Surviving paperwork indicated she probably was never even informed of the suit. In any case, the divorce was never finalized. It was dismissed June 4th, 1891, on the grounds of want of prosecution. Holmes had a daughter with Myrta, Lucy Theodate Holmes.
Theodate.
That's the name of his mother.
Oh, I know.
She
That's not
was
a cool name.
born on July 4th, 1889 in Englewood, Chicago, Illinois.
Inglewood, California.
No. As an adult, Lucy became a public school teacher. Holmes lived with Myrta and Lucy in Wilmette, Illinois, and spent most of his time in Chicago tending to business.
Business.
Holmes married Georgiana Yoke on January 17th, 1894 in Denver, Colorado, while still married to both Clara and Myrta.
Myrta.
He got that ass backwards. He sure did. Hey, I'm gonna marry this guy, and then hey, that guy over there cheated on me.
Yeah. That's straight up narcissism right there. That is.
Yeah, no.
How dare you cheat on me even though I left you? How dare you? And when I hope you and Frank can make it to...
Hey,
Yeah.
You're in driving distance.
Are you
that
having
would be
it,
awesome.
Are you having it down in Riverside or are you having it somewhere else?
Oh, thank you.
Yay!
My-
They're tentacle
my
monsters.
tentacles.
You know, I notice. Why is there two tentacles coming out right here, even though it's one tentacle? Where they go into two?
Because it's a tentacle monster.
It's a hentai monster.
Poking my ear.
It's hentai in your ears.
Yay! Okay. So, here we go. Holmes arrived in Chicago in August of 1886, which is when he began using the name H.H. Holmes. He came across Elizabeth S. Holton's drugstore at the northwest corner of South Wallace Avenue and West 63rd Street in Inglewood. Holton gave Holmes a job, and he proved to be a hardworking employee, eventually buying the store. Although several books portray Holton's husband as an old man who quickly vanished along with his wife, Dr. Holton was a fellow Michigan alumni only a few years older than Holmes, and both Holtons remained in Inglewood throughout Holmes' life and survived well into the 20th century. It is a myth that they were killed by Holmes. Also, Holmes did not kill alleged castle victim Kate Durkee, who turned out because she ended up being very much so alive.
Hi, Rob.
Hello, ironworker. Cool.
Yeah. That's cool. Sight.
Oh yay! Yeah, that's not too far from
Let
us.
us
We
know.
can do that.
And let us know.
Just let me know, and I'll be able to take the time off. So
Are we getting? We haven't gotten to this murder cast. Started murder.
we're getting there. We're just getting there.
I know. When we do, I have something to say.
Holmes purchased an empty lot from the drugstore where the construction began in 1887 for a 2-story mixed-use building with apartments on the second floor and retail space, including a new drugstore. The creditor of Holmes, named John de Bruel, died of apoplexy. I actually don't know what apoplexy is. Anybody have an idea?
What is it? I'll look it up real fast.
Apoplexy, guys. I wish I knew what that was. Sometimes I need to look these things up.
I know we did.
Apoplexy. Not right there. Apoplexy, unconsciousness.
Oh, he died of unconsciousness.
From a cerebral hemorrhage.
So when he passed out, he slammed his head down.
Okay, so yeah, basically a stroke. No, he passed out because of the hemorrhage.
He stroked out.
He stroked out from that.
Stroke.
All right, and this happened on April 17th, 1891, in the drugstore. It's unknown if Holmes was involved in the demise, but Holmes declined to pay the architects or the steel company, so Aetna Iron and Steel. They sued in 1888, and in 1892, he added a 3rd floor, telling investors and suppliers he intended to use it as a hotel during the world's upcoming
World's Fair.
the upcoming World Columbian Exposition, World's Fair.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's exactly what we
That was
looked
the
at.
exact same thing we just looked up on our end too. That's rad, Darren.
No, she said no black metal at the wedding.
What?
How sad.
It's your wedding.
Well, it's her wedding too.
I know. I know. I'm kidding, Sykes.
Yes, exactly. So it was a reference to the stroke, just like consumption is tuberculosis.
Yep.
Okay. That makes sense.
I got the consumption real bad this weekend.
No,
No, it doesn't work that way.
doesn't work that way.
Nope.
Though the hotel portion was never completed. In 1892, the hotel was somewhat completed with 3 stories and a basement. The first floor was the storefront. The second story consisted of his elaborate torture rooms, which contained a chute that led to the basement. The third floor held more apartment rooms. There were soundproofed rooms and mazes of hallways, some of which seemed to go to nowhere. Many of the rooms were outfitted with chutes that would drop straight into the basement, where Holmes had acid vats, quicklime, and a crematorium to dispose of the victims' bodies. Furniture suppliers found Holmes was hiding their materials, for which he had never paid, in hidden rooms and passages throughout the building. Their search made the news. The investors for the planned hotel pulled out of the deal when the jeweler in the building showed them the articles. Hi, Susan.
Hi, Susan. And she shared out. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. We haven't watched it yet. Crap.
Did you say on Peacock or is that? I thought it was on HBO. The new Gacy.
I don't know. We'll find it. We'll find it.
Regardless, I'll watch it tonight. Another thing to bring up here, was when we got into the hotel. American Horror Story Hotel was actually based on this.
Yeah.
The hotel was.
Well,
I mean,
actually, it was based on the Cecil and this.
Yeah.
It was a combination thereof.
Mm-hmm.
It was like if
oh, it's on both. Cool, Sykes.
if H.H. Holmes had created the Cecil.
Which is kind of what they did with what's his face's character who plays Quicksilver. I can't think of his name though. He was also the Columbine type shooter in
Oh, Evan Peters?
Yeah, Evan Peters. He's fucking rad. I love him.
He's awesome.
Yep.
So, here we go. Here, let me have some stuff to pull up here.
And also, can you bring up the murder castle? Did you already bring it up?
I did, but it's all blurry.
So, another thing with the World's Fair, there was something weird
Just
with it.
squint, guys. Squint.
Sorry. Yeah, you squint. It makes it a lot better. Bringing this picture up real fast. He was able to see the World's Fair while he was killing people. Like, I think that was one of his things, too. That I read somewhere that they actually brought it up. He was actually able to see the World's Fair from his hotel. It was kind of just a weird thing, But what are we looking
I'm
for?
trying to find a better picture.
I think we're good.
This is killing me.
Murder castle.
Let's bring it down.
Ooh. Yeah.
Let's bring it
sorry,
down here.
sorry. Oh, that's a better one.
Let's see this. Oh, how
Oh
cool.
my God! You're gonna love this. Murder. You guys are gonna freaking love this.
All right, so this is obviously a cartoon rendition. I'm trying to see if there's even a better picture. This is cool.
Yeah,
That's another cartoon rendition.
CG version of it, but
All right, so sorry about that, guys. This was hurting my eyes.
we have to show this one off, especially first.
Hold on, it's taking a second for things to.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Oh, he is gonna be Dahmer. You're right, John Al.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Darren.
Thank you, Darren.
He is going to be Dahmer.
Yeah, I
He's gonna
can't
be
wait for
great.
that.
He's going to be great.
Isn't it supposed to be like Dahmer in his younger years or something
Mm-hmm.
like that? Or
So check this out, guys. We just found this.
yes,
Murder Castle.
this is how he had it done.
This is basically what it was. And then I like the little skeletons. I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh, but the torture chamber.
I wish we could have seen who put this up so we can give him credit. But there's no name on it or anything like that. But does it say it?
It's from Reddit.
It's on Reddit somewhere.
And then somebody did this rendition of it,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool as well. Thought you guys might want to see that. All right, we're losing people.
Yeah, sorry.
So,
On with the murder.
one of Holmes' early murder victims was his mistress. So, wait a second.
So he had 3 chicks,
3 wives.
and a mistress.
And a mistress. Julia Smythe. She was the wife of Ned Connor, who had moved into Holmes' building and began working at his pharmacy, at the pharmacy's jewelry counter. Wait a second. There's a jewelry counter at the pharmacy?
The pharmacies back then were kind of like a... Well, they had the soda shops. They had everything like that.
Yeah, actually, one of these days I'll take you up to where my grandparents were living.
Look at the
They
Woolworths.
still have one.
Not Woolworths, but
Woolworth?
Woolworths. We still have a Woolworths here in town.
We have the last one.
And yeah, we have the last one, and the owners of it keep it to the way it was back then, and they still have a luncheonette there, everything like that. So
Right? Those pictures were
right?
awesome.
Thank you.
So, after Connor found out about Smythe having the affair with Holmes, he quit his job and moved away, leaving Smythe and her daughter Pearl behind. Smythe gained custody of Pearl and remained at the hotel, continuing her relationship with Holmes. Julia and Pearl disappeared on Christmas Eve of 1891, and Holmes later claimed that she had died during an abortion.
Damn.
Though what truly happened to the two was never really confirmed. Another likely Holmes paramour, Emmeline Sigrande.
I'm sorry, I like that name, Emmeline.
Emmeline.
That's a good name.
Sorry, I had to scratch here. Emmeline Sigrande began working in the building May 1892 and disappeared that December. Another woman who vanished was Edna Van Tassel, also believed to have been among the victims, the first victims. Holmes' usual murder method was by suffocation of his victims, including an overdose of chloroform. Overexposure to lightning gas fumes.
Billy Madison. Chlorophyll, more like borophyll. Lighting gas fumes.
Lighting gas fumes.
What the hell?
Trapped in an airless vault, to give some examples there. Holmes also claimed to have used starvation and burned some of his victims alive.
Wow. Which was all, if you've seen American Horror Story Hotel, it was all in there.
Here's some of the first victims.
It's kind of blurry, but
It is a little
that's all
blurry.
we got. Yep. Yep.
So here's floor plans, but I think this better explains the floor
This is
plans
super
to be
cool.
awesome.
God, this is fucking rad. We literally just found this right now. Like, probably about a minute. Or we found it when we were doing the show, obviously. So that is freaking awesome.
For God's sake, stay out of the Woolworth!
Our Woolworth is fucking awesome.
It's actually pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool. The
I found a
luncheonettes-
really cool manatee painting, and then I found the guy on Etsy recently.
Yeah. It still has its luncheonette and still it's operating
I was
like it used
just
to.
thinking about Billy Madison.
You're right. Chlorophyll, more like borophyll.
I know. Okay, Sykes.
I love the old soda shops. I can remember going to them with my grandmother in the 80s and early 90s and stuff.
I mean, there's still Rubies and
They're not the same.
Rocky
though.
Cola.
It's
Rocky. I haven't taken you to Rocky Cola.
No, I'm talking about like the ones. I mean, the luncheonette here at Woolworth is still pretty fucking cool, but
John L says gnarly, or John L, excuse me, says gnarly.
well, I mean, thinking about it too, like I think there was a couple places here in Bakersfield for a while that still had soda jerks.
Yeah.
People would actually just make your soda for you and all that stuff. It's pretty fucking rad.
So here we go. While working in the chemical bank building on Dearborn Street, Holmes met and became close friends with Benjamin Heitzel.
Don't worry, Patzel. It's just Spoople.
Heitzel.
He looks like a Patzel.
This is him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a carpenter with a criminal past who was exhibiting in the same building. A coal bin had been invented. What? I did not type that right. Okay. Holmes used Peitzel as his right-hand man for several criminal schemes. A district attorney later described him as Holmes' tool, his creature.
Holmes' tool.
I-
His creature?
I'm
Oh, like his Igor's.
quoting.
I'm sorry, like his Igor and all that stuff.
Yes.
That's kind of fucking cool. I wish we had an Igor. That'd be fucking rad.
Hey. This is why I gotta wear shirts when we do this. You tickle me.
Tickle pickle. Tickle pickle.
In early 1893, a one-time actress named Minnie Williams moved to Chicago. Holmes claimed to have met her in an employment office, though there were rumors that he had met her in Boston years earlier. He offered her a job at the hotel as his personal stenographer, and she accepted. Holmes persuaded Williams to transfer the deed of her property in Fort Worth, Texas, to a man named Alexander Bond, which was actually one of his aliases. In April of 1893, Williams transferred the deed, with Holmes serving as the notary. Holmes later signed the deed over to Peitzel, giving him the alias Benton T. Lyman. The next month, Holmes and Williams, presenting themselves as man and wife, rented an apartment in Chicago's Lincoln Park, and Minnie's sister, Annie, came to visit in July. She wrote to her aunt that she had planned to accompany brother Harry to Europe. Neither Minnie nor Annie were ever seen alive after July 5th of 1983. 1893. I switched to the letters.
Sorry.
Holmes had an entrepreneurial spirit. Based on his formal medical education and his connections, he was able to sell skeletons to medical labs and schools. He, and sometimes a hired assistant, were accused of stripping the flesh off the bones, dissecting them, and preparing the viable skeletons. The rest of the remains would be tossed in pits of lime or acid, effectively breaking down the remaining evidence.
Sykes, I passed gas in the elevator. It was funny. starting up that old lawnmower, huh, bro?
So, capture and arrest. With insurance companies pressing to prosecute Holmes for arson, Holmes left Chicago in July of 1894. He reappeared in Fort Worth, where he had inherited property from the Williams sisters, located at the intersection of modern-day Commerce Street and 2nd Street. In July of 1894, Holmes was arrested and briefly jailed for the first time on the charge of selling mortgaged goods in St. Louis, Missouri. He was promptly bailed out, but while in jail, he struck up a conversation with a convicted outlaw named Marion Hedgepeth. Okay. Who was serving a 25-year sentence. Holmes had concocted a plan to swindle an insurance company out of $10,000 by taking out a policy on himself and faking his death.
Dun, dun, dun.
It was more of a leaf blower.
Wow.
Holmes promised Hedgepeth a $500 commission in exchange for the name of a lawyer who could be trusted.
$500 commission.
Holmes was directed to a young St. Louis attorney named Jephthah Howe. Howe was in practice with his older brother, Alfonso Howe, who had no involvement with Holmes or Peitzel or their fraudulent activities. Jephthah Howe never found Holmes' scheme brilliant. Nevertheless, Holmes' plan to fake his own death failed when the insurance company became suspicious and refused to pay. Holmes did not press the claim. Instead, he concocted a similar plan with Peitzel.
So $500 in late 1800s is worth 12.
We'll find out what 10,000 was.
It's worth 13,000 right now, and then 10,000.
So Peitzel agreed to fake his own death so that his wife could collect on $10,000 of life insurance.
Almost 300,000. Wow.
Yeah.
This dude was freaking. He knew what he was doing. He was fucking loaded, man.
Well, which she was to split with Holmes and Jephthah Howe. The scheme, which was to take place in Philadelphia, called for Peitzel to set himself up as an inventor under the name of B.F. Perry, and then be killed and disfigured in a lab explosion.
Dun dun dun.
Sounds like a cartoon.
Yeah.
And Holmes was to find an appropriate cadaver to play the role. Instead, Holmes killed Peitzel by knocking him unconscious with chloroform and set his body on fire with the use of benzene.
Wow.
By the way, this is the only murder he goes down for.
Yeah. Well, there was really no... I don't think there was any bodies in the murder hotel. They just...
disappeared into acid?
Yeah. Acid, and then got rid of the remains and whatever was left. And
Well, he sold the skeletons.
Mm-hmm. And then I think all they saw was what it looked like in there when they went in there.
Yeah.
So...
Well, in his confession, Holmes implied that Peitzel was still alive after he used the chloroform on him prior to being set on fire. However, forensic evidence presented at Holmes' trial that showed the chloroform was administered after death. So he burned him alive.
Wow. Wow.
A fact which the insurance company was unaware of, presumably to fake suicide to exonerate Holmes should he be charged with murder. Holmes collected the insurance payout on the basis of the genuine Peitzel corpse. Yeah, he was only charged with one murder, though he confessed to 27, but it's known that he probably did about 200.
Well, look at the toy box killer last... what did we do last week?
I-5 Strangler.
Okay, so look at the week before last week when we did the toy box killer. He never was convicted of any of the murders.
I did eye drops. My eyes are burning.
Because there were no bodies.
Yeah.
He never... I don't think he really admitted... I could be wrong. I can't remember right now. But that was the only one they got him on because there was a body. So...
We might need to turn the air off. My eyes are burning.
I'm sorry.
And I haven't even taken edibles. My eyes are red as fuck.
Oh no!
Look at this.
That's the dick, yeah.
So, Holmes then went on to manipulate Peitzel's unsuspecting wife into allowing 3 of her 5 children, Alice, Nellie, and Howard, to be in his custody. The eldest daughter and the baby remained with Mrs. Peitzel. Holmes and the 3 Peitzel children traveled throughout the northern United States and into Canada. Simultaneously, he escorted Mrs. Peitzel along a parallel route, all the while using various aliases and lying to her concerning her husband's death, claiming that he was hiding in London, and as well as lying to her about the whereabouts of her 3 missing children. In Detroit, just prior to entering Canada, they were only separated by a few blocks.
Oh, Natalie Birkenhair was the same way. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard between the 1800s and even into like the 1970s. Unless there was bodies and they caught them red-handed,
Nice.
It was hard to catch serial killers. It really was, because they just kind of just do their own thing. Edmund Kemper, the only reason why he got caught was because he gave himself up. More than likely, he wasn't going to get popped for his mother's death either. None of it.
Well, in an even more audacious move, Holmes was staying in another location with his wife, who was unaware of the whole affair. Holmes would later confess to murdering Alice and Nellie by forcing them into a large trunk and locking them inside. He drilled a hole in the lid of the trunk and put one end of a hose through the hole, attaching the other end to the gas line to asphyxiate the girls.
Wow.
Holmes buried their nude bodies in a cellar of his rental house at 16th Street, 16 St. Vincent Street in Toronto. This home and address no longer exists, so don't try to find it, guys. St. Vincent Street having long since been realigned into part of Bay Street. Frank Geyer, a Philadelphia police detective assigned to investigate Holmes and find the 3 missing children, found the decomposed bodies of the two girls in the cellar in the Toronto home.
Wow.
He wrote, "The deeper we dug, the more horrible the odor became. And when we reached the depth of 3 feet, we discovered what appeared to be the bone of a forearm of a human being." Geyer then went to Indianapolis, where Holmes had rented a cottage. Holmes was reported to have visited a local pharmacy to purchase the drugs which he used to kill the young boy, Howard, and a repair shop to sharpen the knives he used to chop up the bodies before he burned them. The boy's teeth and bits of bone were discovered in the chimney. Holmes' murder spree finally ended when he was arrested in Boston, November 17th, 1894, after being tracked there from Philadelphia by the Pinkertons. He was held on an outstanding warrant for horse theft in Texas.
What the fuck?
As the authorities had become more suspicious at this point, and Holmes appeared poised to flee the country in the company of his unsuspecting third wife. Following the discovery of Alice and Nellie's bodies in July of 1895, Chicago police and reporters began investigating Holmes' building in Englewood, now locally referred to as the Castle. Though many sensational claims were made, no evidence was found which could have convicted Holmes in Chicago. According to Seltzer, stories of torture equipment found in the building are 20th century fiction. Interesting. Sykes, we're going to touch base on that in a second, if we have time. Do we have time?
I mean, it's something small. It's nothing major. They were able to prove it.
It's not that small.
Oh, well, do you want to just skip over to that?
Well, hold on. Let me get back to... In October of 1895, Holmes was put on trial for the murder of Benjamin Peitzel and was found guilty and sentenced to death. By then, it was evident that Holmes had also murdered the 3 children that were missing. Following his conviction, Holmes confessed to 27 murders in Chicago, Indianapolis, and Toronto. Though some of the persons he confessed to killing were alive. So, who the fuck knows?
Hi, Kisa.
Hey, Kisa! And 6 attempted murders. Holmes was paid $7,500 by the Hearst newspaper in exchange for his confession, which was quickly found to be mostly nonsense. Holmes gave various contradictory accounts of his life, initially claiming innocence, later that he was possessed by Satan. His propensity for lying has made it difficult for researchers to ascertain the truth on the basis of his statements. While writing his confessions in prison, Holmes mentioned how drastically his facial appearance had changed since his imprisonment. He described his new grim appearance as gruesome and taking a satanical cast. He wrote that he was now convinced, after everything that he had done, he had begun to resemble the devil. On May 7th, 1896, Holmes was hanged at... Oh, come on. Why do they have to squiggle it? Moya Mincing Prison.
You know, Tom was in here right now. He could pronounce it. Because it's in his area.
Also known as the God damn it. I give up. I hate this camera. It's a good camera. But...
Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan. How are you? So... also known as the Philadelphia County Prison. And this was for the murder of Peitzel. Until the moment of his death, Holmes remained calm and amiable, showing very few signs of fear, anxiety, or depression. Despite this, he asked for his coffin to be contained in cement and buried 10 feet deep, because he was concerned grave robbers would steal his body and use it for dissection. That's what he would deserve.
That's what he would deserve. Did he do it?
Holmes' neck did not snap. Instead, he strangled to death slowly, twitching over 15 minutes before he was pronounced dead, 20 minutes after the trap had been sprung. Upon his execution, Holmes' body was interred into an unmarked grave at Holy Cross Cemetery, a Catholic Cemetery in the Philadelphia western suburb of Yeadon, Pennsylvania.
Yeet.
On New Year's Eve, 1909, Hedgepeth, who had been pardoned for informing on Holmes, was shot and killed by police officer Edward Jeberek during a holdup in a Chicago saloon. On March 7th, 1914, the Chicago Tribune reported that with the death of Patrick Quinlan, the former caretaker of the castle, the mysteries of Holmes Castle would remain unexplained. Quinlan had committed suicide taking strychnine. Oh, that's miserable.
That's brutal.
And we have gone over that, by the way, in our shows before. What strychnine does to you.
It's not a quick death.
Like 36 hours of straight agony.
Yeah. What is it like? All of a sudden you're like starting to feel better, and all of a sudden everything just comes right back again. And
no, it's just it's just waves of pain and agony.
That was that one tree. The one tree that you're not supposed to eat from in Brazil or something like that.
Are you talking about the Cassioleptophila?
Is that it? Where like all of a sudden you eat it, you're sick, then all of a sudden every time it comes back, it's progressively worse.
Oh no! That was a different one.
Oh.
But that could have been. Yeah, no. This was. I want to say strychnine is that part of that, but also like the cyanosis and all of that. Yeah.
Did you turn blue with strychnine too?
That's what cyanosis.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Cyan is blue.
There's the blonde right here.
His body was found in his bedroom with a note that read, I couldn't sleep.
You guys know I got fired from the M&M factory, right?
He threw out all the W's.
I threw out all the W's in the M&M factory.
That's what he gets, right?
Yes. Kisa says ouch too, and ish.
That's both of us.
Ka-cha! Ka-cha!
That's our wedding ring.
Yeah. I was going to do more, I was going to do all the coat
and the
stuff
world
on my right arm and get my sleeve done last year, and well, the world ended and California became California and all that stuff. And,
anyway. Yeah. Quinlan's surviving relatives claimed that he had been haunted for several months and was suffering from hallucinations.
Nope. He's just, dealing...
He literally said his suicide note was, I couldn't sleep.
Because of what you did, bro.
No, he was just the caretaker there.
Well, he was privy to all of it, though. Being a caretaker, he knew.
He was a caretaker after.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I fucked up.
So, the castle itself was mysteriously gutted by a fire in August of 1895. According to a newspaper clipping from New York Times, 2 men were seen entering the back of the building between 8 and 9 p.m. About half an hour later, they were seen exiting the building, running rapidly away. Following several explosions, the castle went up in flames. Afterwards, investigators found a half-empty gas can underneath the back steps of the building. The building survived the fire and remained in use until it was torn down in 1938. The site is occupied by a post office now.
What was going on in there for them to want to do that?
Okay, so to clarify with strychnine, it's kind of anaphylactic shock, but it's like bulging eyes too, and cyanosis, and I have a ton of notes on this, but
we might be going back over that. Oh well, some other.
I might do more deadly plants soon.
Some we won't. Some jerks.
Thank you.
Named Beast
it's called Sea Witch.
Beast and Jug Sunright. They might be doing that. I don't know. They're jerks.
I know. How dare they tear down that castle?
Fucking Beast is an asshole.
So in 2017, amid allegations that Holmes had in fact escaped execution, his body was exhumed for testing, led by Janet Mong of the University of Pennsylvania Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology. Due to his coffin being contained in cement as he requested, his body was found not to have decomposed normally. His clothes were almost perfectly preserved. His mustache was found to be intact.
The mustache.
The body was positively identified by his teeth as being H.H. Holmes.
Wow.
He was then reburied. So, let's get into something that we all know has been defunct.
Jugs and Beast. Oh, Kisa, you don't. those people, they fucking wear corpse paint and all this stuff. They're fucking assholes. They listen to metal and everything.
I saw this thing where their parking lot is most of where the castle was, and the post office still shares some of the basement. Holy
I think we had
shit.
a picture of it.
The mustache lives!
The mustache lives! By the way, Kisa, Jugs, and Beast will be on tomorrow night. 6:30 Pacific and 9:30
Specific time?
and 9:30 Eastern.
It's because it's specifically at that time.
It is. Yep.
That, if you squint, you can see that's supposed to be a picture of them hanging him.
They're very concerned. Look at that. The audience is all, has he been hung yet? And then he just pulls his pants down. Oh, clearly.
He is hung. We went the opposite direction on that one, but
I don't think Holmes was, I know
he might have been.
John Holmes.
God damn it.
But H.H. Holmes, no.
He might have been.
could've been.
He had like 4 wives.
Well, none of his stuff, well, yeah. Who knows?
So, the great grandson of H.H. Holmes says,
He just twitched to death, Brent. Hey, Brent!
"Hey, Brent!"
Hello! He just twitched to death.
He
yes.
did. So, basically, Jeff Mudgett contends that H.H. Holmes, his great-great-grandfather,
Hi, Mikey!
hello,
You're fine, bro.
was in fact Jack the Ripper. Now, whoa, we're gonna have an old postcard of, I believe, 7 people being hung. One of our, ooh.
Okay, not to brag real fast. Natalie, just let Natalie know. We actually purchased Ravenloft.
We can
D&D.
get into that in a second. I'm trying to.
Well, no, but they came with postcards. Like, actually, I can send them out.
But
Sorry.
we don't have much time. So there was a long-held theory. Oh, Kisa, you weren't here for that. H.H. Holmes' last name is actually Mudgett.
Yes.
He changed his name to Henry Howard Holmes before he moved to Chicago after the second death around him.
Yeah.
His name is actually Herman Webster Mudgett. And so Jeff Mudgett contends that he has evidence that his ancestor H.H. Holmes was indeed Jack the Ripper. Now, here's something that I gotta say. He was never in London.
He would have... No, I think he was at one point around the same time, wasn't he?
No.
But they did prove with DNA, and we are going to be doing we're going to be doing a special stuff on this too soon. But they did prove with DNA evidence that they do know who Jack the Ripper was.
They did that after this came out.
Yeah, it was only like about a year and a half ago that they actually really found out who Jack the Ripper was. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's when I got Strahd von. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I didn't get the Curse of Strahd. The Curse of Strahd comes out next month. Sorry.
We have... Go look at it.
It's not Curse of Strahd.
So... Basically... Jeff Mudgett found a diary that was supposed to be from his great-great-grandfather. And it was supposed to be evidence that he and Jack the Ripper were one and the same. Now, this has since been completely disproven. He was a swindler. He basically...
What is the Curse of Strahd?
I told you it was.
I'm sorry.
Jeez.
I was going to show it off here in a second.
I'm never going to get through this.
Go ahead.
You can turn the air back on if you need to.
I don't have room in here for a big guy like me.
So, that's cool, Natalie. Jeff Mudgett is here on Facebook. There's some compelling evidence that Holmes may have in fact been in London during that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. He supposedly was there.
So, an argument for it that they were the same person. An initial overview of the facts would suggest that they were dealing with radically different individuals, and not just because of the vast geographical divide between their respective kill zones, but there's a basic MO to consider. Jack the Ripper claimed most of his victims out on the streets, audaciously attacking women where he could have easily been caught in the act. H. Holmes, by contrast, preferred to work in private, even going so far as to build a purpose-built murder castle where he rigged rooms to isolate and secure his victims. Creeping about in public with a knife in hand just wasn't his style. But if we scratch beneath the surface, the parallels become more apparent. The Ripper, far from being the savage, messy slasher of popular myth, was a calm, careful killer. Rather than simply lunging at victims with his knife, he would first choke them and lay them quietly down before commencing to eviscerate them. This is part of the reason why he didn't alert anyone within earshot to what was going on. Holmes, too, had a methodical killing style and was also a trained medic, so meaning he was adept at the removal of organs. Of course, one of the most widely held beliefs about Jack the Ripper is that he had some degree of medical training. It's also important to consider that the last of the official one of the last official victims of Jack the Ripper was killed in her own bed rather than on the streets. And she was simply cut open. She was utterly obliterated by the Ripper's blade to the point of being almost unrecognizable. This was a huge escalation from the previous Ripper killings, both in terms of context and ferocity. In other words, Jack's style had evolved. If Armillis Fox's theory is right, this could have been Holmes trying out different methods and moving towards more grandiose style he had displayed in the Chicago murder castle. Speaking of the United States, Fox and Mudgett's investigation has revealed that Holmes left a trail of business documents which allows us to chart his movements, except that is between 1888 and 1889, when the paper trail goes mysteriously quiet. This coincides with the time frame of the Ripper killings in London. So, could this have been when Holmes was Jack?
Well,
do we know from we do know from ship logs that an individual by the name of H. Holmes was a passenger who sailed from the UK to the US shortly after the Ripper killings ended. There's more. Linguistics experts consulted by Mudgett and Fox carefully analyzed the Dear Boss letter, widely regarded as having been sent by Jack to the London media of the time. The expert confirmed that various quirks of language suggested that the writer of the letter was American. Mudgett and Fox also commissioned forensic sketch artists to create a portrait of Jack based on witness testimonies of 13 people who'd seen the Ripper victims with men just before they died. The result, a portrait similar to the photos of H. Holmes that Mudgett, an attorney by trade by the way, firmly believes would merit an arrest warrant if the case was active today.
So, real fast. Hi, little bit.
Hi, little bit.
This, like you said, yeah, this could be his early attempts at this, and also
No, this was in between. Not early attempts. This was in between.
What do you mean?
This was 1888 to 1889. He was killing in 1886.
You're right. So he just went over there and
He kind of like.
If this is true, even though I know now they proved that it wasn't true, he went over there and had a romp. He
basically was messing with ladies of the night because nobody would miss them.
No one would miss them, and in their.
But in another theory, here's an argument of that they were different people. All of this certainly sounds exciting and even persuasive, but the fact is there is not a jot of solid evidence there at all. It's entirely circumstantial, based on coincidence, contradictory testimonies by long dead Victorians, and plain wishful thinking. So, where to begin? First, the Dear Boss letter. Perhaps it was indeed scribbled by someone from the States, as the experts suggest, but hardly matters if the letter was a hoax, as most Ripper experts firmly believe. The general consensus among seasoned Ripperologists is that, as with all other Ripper correspondence, the Dear Boss letter was a work of hype-hungry journalists or some local crackpot. Then there's the crucial question of geography, which really cannot be easily dismissed. Holmes and the Ripper lived in different continents. There's absolutely no evidence other than seeing that somebody by this name Holmes had gone over and ventured onto British shores. Names in the ship passenger logs don't mean a thing. Holmes was hardly a rare name at all. And while Holmes later claimed to have roamed the planet for people to kill, well, this was likely another example of his rampant narcissism, his compulsory lying,
There's only
and a desire to turn himself into like some mythological monster.
There's only been one serial killer in the past 150 years, 200 years, that actually told the truth for the most part. He still fabricated some things, and that was Edmund Kemper. And that's because...
How did I know you were going to say that?
Well, it's true. It's actually true. Edmund Kemper was very much willing to talk about what he did. All these other serial killers, you kind of had to piece things together, and if you got a bad journalist who was like, I'm getting a story. No, if you're a good journalist, you actually listen, and you're like, okay, these are contradicting. Now I need to go find the truth. For the most part, when it comes to a serial killer story, most people are they want to get them on one murder and get them out. Get them off the street.
I gotta go right there. This is where I am.
Sorry.
You always do that right when I'm in the middle of a sentence.
I just had something to say. I apologize. Hi, Tom. Tom's back.
Tom's back. So Darren
Sonny.
says the Ripper was different. The Ripper wasn't a psycho, more like a sociopath. Well,
yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
He's very much right. It wasn't. It was rage, but it was
Hey, what's up, Boogie? Alright, so despite the grisly horror movie-like details of the murder castle, H.H. Holmes was driven by nothing grander or more outlandish than a basic greed for money. He regarded himself as a cunning entrepreneur and killed in order to collect life insurance and further his material success. There's no evidence he was driven by a lust for murder for its own sake. Jack the Ripper was very different. He slaughtered the poor, helpless, penniless women of the East End. There's no greed there except for the greed for death. While we'll never know what made Jack the Ripper kill, it seems reasonable to assume that it was a deep-seated, irrational, emotional craving that he needed to satisfy. H.H. Holmes, however, was a con man who was willing to kill, but wasn't exactly irrational. Jeff Mudgett is certainly convinced of his theory that Holmes was the Ripper, and it is very convincing.
Well, I've actually listened to Jeff Mudgett, and he actually explained some stuff that he inherited genetically. He inherited a lot of anger.
He did talk about.
He talked about he had to go to counseling for it. Everything like that. He actually felt a lot of the same stuff that he's like. I believe I'm feeling a lot of the same stuff that my ancestor had. Because he was actually, when he brought it up, he was actually abusive in his past, and he had to go through counseling. He had to figure things out because he was going down the same route as him.
Darren says with Holmes, he had a lot of method to it.
Yes.
Wasn't there an author named H.H. Holmes? I don't believe so.
There was a porn star named John Holmes.
You've said that twice. She says, well put.
All right.
Dang, I thought we was talking about Hung Holmes.
Hung Holmes. Well, we went through this right now. He had 3 wives. He had a couple of mistresses, so he could have been
hung.
He could have been Hung Holmes.
He was hung.
He was hung.
Literally.
And it took him 20 minutes to die, too, because they didn't like him.
All right, guys. Well, that
I want to show something off real fast.
Has been our talk on H.H. Holmes.
This is what we got. It is the Curse of Strahd.
Hold on. I was going to get there. I'm going to yell over you next time. Okay. So, we are finished. finished for the night, and now we're going to show you that we
D&D!
got Dungeons and Dragons.
Ravenloft, Curse of Strahd, revamped.
You are correct, sir. And
There
he
you
twitched.
go, Brent. Look at this. Natalie, I got it. We have more stuff to discuss on some things we have possibly planned
Yes,
out for the
H.H. Holmes
future.
was a writer. I am incorrect. Thank you so much for correcting me.
We got it. I got it. This is going to be awesome.
I'm sorry. You said we got it, and then you said I got it.
I got it in my hands. I'm sorry. It's what does it say right there?
Thank you.
Bury yourself in gothic horror.
All right,
be
guys.
so fucking cool.
Well, he's very excited about this.
I'm very excited because we've been talking about things in the
Plastic
back
surgeon
chat.
said he could hang me.
Right?
Is he gonna cut that little spot underneath?
Could they? They actually could if they strip your neck properly and then tie the skin around.
Not what I meant, but
your
okay.
Oh my god!
Not what I was talking about. I was talking about the penis, but that's
Oh.
okay.
Oh, I'm thinking about murder.
I am not.
They gotta clip the. And,
Yep, and we're going blurry again.
And then they have to take fat from your leg and.
No, that's not what I'm talking about either. But okay.
Oh. Look, what do we have planned for next week? What's going on here?
Well, tomorrow,
Those-
I don't think Jugs or Beast knows what the fuck's going on.
They're assholes. Jugs and Beasts are fucking dicks.
Frank is just excited about having it.
I am
Good night.
fucking
Be well. Thank
so
you, John L.
excited about this, and it's blurry again.
God, I told you.
Come on, there he goes. This is awesome. Like we were at the fucking, we were at the not the craft shop, but the
nerd shop.
nerd shop, and I was over looking at like D&D playbooks and stuff like that, and some new player guides and all
I
that
was
sort of
getting
stuff,
new
and-
dice.
And Liz was talking to one of the guys there, and she's all, "Hey, do you guys have Ravenloft?"
And he just goes,
"Yeah, it's right here." And I'm thinking like in my head because like I'm 40 years old. I've been playing D&D since high school. When I got into it, it was like second, and then going into third edition.
I live in
And-
Ravenloft for real. I can't seem to
Nice.
escape this smoke.
And then I was I
we
was
do
thinking
have the original too.
I had the original.
We still do. It's in
I
there.
know I do not have the original Ravenloft. It's gone.
It's over there.
It's not over there. That's freaking Vampire the Masquerade. I had the original. I have first edition Vampire the Masquerade and Vampire the Dark Ages or Middle Ages, whatever. But I had original Ravenloft, and I was like, oh my god, they have the original Ravenloft. I was like, I don't care, I'll buy it used. Used, it's like $200, you know. But then they're like, oh, it's Curse of Strahd, and I'm sorry, Brent, you're right, it was Curse of Strahd. And I was like, oh my god, I was fuck it, we're getting it. I was like, I'm doing this because this is awesome. I was like, this is a fun game to play. It's my favorite D&D. Like,
We might need that. Natalie. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for
Sykes versus
joining.
D&D and Warhammer.
I have
Sorry.
I have Legion of Everblight and Circle of Orboros for us to paint back there.
So tomorrow night, Jugs and Beast are on.
I don't know
at
what they're
6:30.
doing. So Sunday,
on.
Tom's gonna be on as well.
At 8 o'clock with Tom's World. This is Tom's World. And then Sunday, we will be on with, Jugs and Beast. They're dicks. They'll be on with the other Unright family, who are awesome.
That's right. We will
We'll be on with
They will be.
Chaos. And I think Defense.
And then Monday you've got Doomsday.
Doomsday will be back.
Tuesday you got Psychic Cindy as well as Genevieve with the Creepy Parlor. Wednesday, I believe, is actually Mother de la Morte's break night.
Yeah, she's off because we have some things planned. That's
We have stuff coming up.
involving a certain person of the astrological killers.
Mm-hmm.
And we all have to plan for that because it's
Oh
a big
yes, and
feed.
Cemetery Joe is on tonight.
Cemetery Joe's doing a Mothman. Real
No,
fast.
Mothman's. Wait,
No, he is.
Cemetery Joe. What is going on?
Cemetery Joe's on tonight. Is he on Facebook or is he on YouTube or what is he doing? Real
Someone, Natalie, tell me.
quick. I think it's Mothman. I think he's covering Mothman. I could be wrong. I'm always wrong.
Hold on. I have the answer.
Night, guys. Great show tonight. Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
the answer to my question is up here somewhere.
We're going into our admin show, Oh,
Tonight, it'll be
Both.
talking about
Right
Mothman
here.
and the Silver Bridge disaster.
And he'll be on both the Facebook channels and the YouTube channels. Check him out. Cemetery Joe's rad.
Nice. All right, guys. Thank you so very much.
Oh, your lips. You did! Darren, you're fucking rad. You're right. She got that perfectly.
Thank
she
you.
did. Thank you. All right,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
We're out. Check out Brent. Check out Joe after us.
Don't.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a wonderful night, guys. Let me find our outro.
We're out.
Let's go with that one.
There you go.
This is Mr. Applewhite speaking. There is nothing wrong with your device. Join me here on Psycho Bunny DC. A delightfully dreadful consternation of horror content. Your head